National Persons of the Year for 2024. The Board of Directors has chosen you from a pool of exceptional candidates, acknowledging your significant leadership in promoting Pasco County and Tampa Bay internationally. Your extensive career in tourism for Pasco County, the Tampa Bay region, and specifically the Florida industry for sports tourism has made you an invaluable asset to the Tampa Bay region. Your continuous efforts has fostered global connections and promote our community and the Tampa Bay region that have underscored your role as an international community leader in various areas, including 1, playing a vital role in developing the Florida Sports Coast brand, significantly elevating the national and international awareness of what our product is and who we are. Number 2, globally representing our community in international sports tourism events and conferences, leading invaluable international efforts and affairs while fostering meaningful connections and relationships that promote our community as a destination. We don't look at our business as transactional, we look at our business as relational. And you are the epicenter of that relationship with all of our building blocks of what our business is here domestically and internationally, Consuelo. So thank you so much. But thirdly, which is more importantly, you have an inspiring story to tell how you came to the United States from Colombia, overcame significant challenges, and continue to pursue of success, not only for yourself, but those that are around you that you enrich the lives every day, resulting in being awarded Florida Tourism Industry, the Professional of the Year in Florida Sports Tourism. These are just 3 small little things that make up a big picture of who you are. So please help me in recognizing Consuelo Sanchez as your Persons of the Year. Come on up. You're so welcome.
Thank you very much for this award. TVO, you made my life easier, Jennifer, because honestly, I was trying to memorize the full name every day and I was like challenged, but thank you. Well, I like to go a little bit untraditional, so I'm just gonna start by asking a simple question. Who likes roller coasters? Raise your hands. Great, that's great news. Not that good news for those who don't like it, but today I guess I'm gonna take you on a little roller coaster that basically already started here. So we're gonna go for highs to lows, from traditional to unconventional, from professional to personal, and basically you're gonna listen to a story that is as unconventional as meaningful. So let's start with the professional and conventional. I want to start by thanking the Tampa Bay Organization of Women in International Trade for this honor. Thank you, God, because without God I wouldn't be here today, literally. Thank you so much. Thank you to my husband, Kevin, my daughters, my family, my team. You guys are always empowering me, and I wouldn't be here without you. Thank you so much. So, beginning our ride, I'm going to invite you to buckle up, because it's going to be like, if you don't buckle up, I'm telling you. So, let's begin with the professional again. So, I work for the Pasco County Board of County Commissioners. Under the Destination Management Organization, we are tasked with promoting Pasco County, Florida as a desirable destination. Just like Hannah mentioned, we're doing a lot of international efforts. So when you think about Tampa Bay, the first thing that probably comes to your mind is our historic Ybor City, right? Then we can also think about beautiful Sarasota, or we can think of our iconic beaches in St. Petersburg and Clearwater, or the greatest airport in the country, the Tampa International Airport. Thank you. But when it comes to Pasco used to be the ugly duckling of the region. And so was I, but we got there later. However, through our efforts, we have been able to promote our region. And just like with the classic ugly duckling story, we have been able to see potential that others overlook. Instead of shying away from what we lack, we actually focus on our strengths. And what we have done is basically converting this ugly duckling and positioning ourselves as the perfect complement to the Tampa Bay experience. And that's how we're promoting out there. So, thanks to that effort that our team has done, because it doesn't happen by a chance. It requires from people believing in something, in that ugly duckling, to empower it and to believe in it for that ugly duckling to becoming something beautiful. And that's exactly what we have done. So thanks to that empowerment from the Board of County Commissioners, from my leadership, we have been able to showcase not only Pasco County, but the Tampa Bay region. In Spain last year, we were the only U.S. destination there. So can you believe that? Pasco County and Tampa Bay just representing the U.S. and Spain. That was amazing because it was an international event. We went to Germany, we went to London, Scotland, and Colombia. And just in the near horizon, we're going to be attending an event, the international conference in Spain. We're going to Switzerland for the first time this year. Again, Germany, Aram is going to be there. So this has happened because the ugly duckling had a team of people believing in it. So we were able to reinvent and create a new narrative for Pasco County. And just like a destination can reinvent itself, so can a person. And that is my story. So I hope that you guys are ready because we're coming down, okay? So I come from Colombia. My family was very, very much dysfunctional. I grew up with an alcoholic dad and a workaholic mom, so basically not a lot of presents. But one good thing that the two of them taught me, and it was to be a hard worker. When I was just 14 years old, I was already working every day, part-time, going to my mom's office as a bookkeeper and as a secretary. I hated it because she was extremely demanding. I was like, isn't it supposed to be the kid of the owner of the company to be a little bit spoiled? But no, she was tough, and I couldn't believe why she was tough. But now looking back, I understand that she was shaping the professional that I am today. So I truly thank my mom for that. Moving forward, when I was 15, I guess my life took the first turn. I was sexually abused by a guy, by a stranger, and that was basically the perfect excuse for me to become an alcoholic. I was just 15 years, and I was already an alcoholic, which was bad, but I guess when bad things happen to you, you always have the perfect excuse to blame it. I was like, I have the right to drink, you know? I was raped, but not only that, my dad was an alcoholic. Why not? However, I kept growing in my professional career. As soon as I graduated from high school at 16, I started working full-time, and I became the secretary for the Imports and Export Department of the National Petroleum Company of Colombia. That was a great experience for me. I was growing. At 18, I think I made one of the worst mistakes of my life, but I got married, which was a big mistake. Less than 2 years after, I was already divorced. But out of that, I have my first greatest dream, my daughter Natalia. So I was so happy with my daughter, but I still was dealing with my issues, you know? And then, I guess at 21, I was already managing a team of 33 people, leading operations for international logistics of the petroleum company that I just mentioned. And at 23, I decided that it was time for me to come to the US. I wanted to establish my first business. So I came here on a kind of vacation, trying to test the waters, you know, because my English wasn't the best, but I'm pretty smart. And then I was like, I can do it. So I was pregnant. I had already met Kevin. We were like basically the black sheep together. We were bad, but like I said, together we were able to become better people. But by that time, I came just alone. I was 7 months pregnant with my daughter Allison, who is here now. And one day when I was at my mom's house, ready guys, because another turn, a criminal broke into my house and I was raped again. So I guess that is just incredible. I mean, if you can think of any bad thing that can hurt the heart of a woman, check, 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 check. That was me. Everything has happened to me. So in that moment, I realized that when you go through these moments, you can become bitter or better, right? So I decided that I wanted to be bitter. So what were you expecting? Come on, I was 23 years old. I was depressed. I was hurt. So the last thing that I wanted to do was smile. I mean, I was grateful because thank God nothing happened to my baby. I was 7 months pregnant and she was about to die with me that day. But the good news is that this guy was actually captured and he's been 20 years in jail already and he will never be out because he was sentenced to 2 life sentences just for what he did to me. Carry on, I went back to Colombia and I quit my dreams of starting my company here. I was a failure. I was literally feeling like a loser. And I was blaming everything on everybody. You know, I was like, I was so bitter, you know? Because when you want to be bitter, you can do it. That's really easy. That's really easy. It's your decision. And thanks to my mother-in-law, she shared with me about God, and I started learning more about God, and I truly found faith and comfort in God, and that truly changed my life. So from that moment, I actually understand that it's not what happens to you. It's literally the way that you react. That's what really matters. And I want to tell you a little story about Viktor Frankl. He was one of the prisoners at the concentration camps during the Holocaust. This guy saw his dad die in front of him. And he basically said, you can take everything away from me. You can take away every right away from me. But there is one thing that you can never take away from me, my attitude. And since then, I actually adopted that attitude. And I'm glad because that actually prepared me for the yet worst chapter of my life. So when I was 31, I decided that it was time to come back to the US. I was going through some relation issues with Kevin, so I packed my bags and I came along with my 3 daughters, Natalia, Allison, and Juliana. And I was scared because obviously it's not easy to start over, especially in your 30s and having 3 kids, basically a single mother. But my sister, she helped me a lot. She was basically a father to my daughters during a couple of months. And Jose, who's there, he gave me a great opportunity to become a server. So I remember that I was excited, but at the same time I was like scared, and I was just, it's a mix of different feelings because in Colombia I was already in good positions, you know, like I was a professional, always proud, and then I was cleaning bathrooms, something that I never did in Colombia. But I felt so happy that I had that opportunity. Thank you, Josecito. Thank you also to my family, yes. To my Chilean family, they became family to me here when I first started. So that was great, but God was even awesome. He had this amazing opportunity for me. So after knocking probably 1,000 doors for 6 or more months, finally I got the phone call from Pasco County. I got the interview and I got the job of my life. So I became the senior secretary of the Office of Tourism. So I got it there. I'm gonna give it all. Third day to my role, and I was already about to quit. I was like, okay, I don't have the English, this is too hard, I'm just gonna quit because I'm gonna make it ridiculous. This is not for me, you know? I know they hired me because of my skills, but my English sucks. So Elizabeth knows because she saw me doing, like, it was my third day after TDC, like at the Tourist Development Council, that I went back home with a huge headache, and I told Kevin, I can't do this, this is too hard, it's such a huge responsibility, I don't have the English, and thank you for pushing me because otherwise I wouldn't be here today either. So we were like, you can do it. So I'm like, oh my God, everything is looking great. We started growing, then Kathy came, she started mentoring me, she took over our team, we started growing, then Adam, I started making my way up thanks to their support, and I'm like, finally life is giving me a break. I was like, yes, I deserve this. When suddenly in 2021, my daughter Natalia took me into the worst roller coaster ever. She started these mental health issues and substance abuse, and in less than 2 years, she also took her own life. So after that, honestly, my attitude has been empowering people. I feel that if I've been through all of this, it's because God has a purpose for me and I can handle it. And like I mentioned before, it's not what happens to you, it's the way that you react. And just after being that ugly duckling myself, I understand that even when you can choose joy, you can choose happiness, it's completely different when you actually have that supporting system around you. And I've been blessed enough to have a lot of people around me who have been supporting me. Without them, I wouldn't be here today. So just to close, I want to invite all of you as leaders that just like our team was able to create a new narrative for Pasco County, and just as my family and people that I know have been here supporting me and created this beautiful thing after being the ugly duckling, whenever you have people around, please think that it's not bad to be vulnerable. Please know that it's okay to open up, and you guys are responsible to bring light to those lives. Thank you so much.
What an amazing testimony. So I just want to, before Vanessa comes up to take her part, I think that we have to be reminded today, this is not a sad story.